Grace is absolutely in love with her little sister. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my 1 week postpartum slash 1 week baby update. So this is Chloe. Let's see if I can. There. Say hi. So this is Chloe. She's 1 week old today. Today is Tuesday. So I thought I would make a video basically about her, how she's been this past week, and my like 1 week postpartum-ness, whatever. So I have a list on my phone as usual of everything that's been going on. So I do, first of all, plan on doing a birth story kind of video. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but I definitely want to make a point to sit down and do that, and I'll probably talk about my first daughter Grace's birth along with that, because I never did a birth story for her and I always felt like I should have, and I kind of want to, and I feel like I'm gonna reference Grace's birth a lot to tell the story of Chloe's birth, so I probably will sort of do those two together. So that's just the first thing I wanted to say. As far as her weights, she was 7 pounds 1 ounce when she was born, and then we left the hospital the next day. So the next day she was 5 pounds 14 ounces, so she lost 3 ounces. And then so that was Wednesday, and then on Friday we had a public health nurse come to visit us, and she weighed her, and she weighed 6 pounds even, so she was pretty much up to her birth weight. And then today we had a doctor's appointment, and she is 6 pounds 8 ounces, so she is definitely going to be following in her sister's footsteps and gaining weight quickly. So I'm glad that she barely lost anything at all, and she's been gaining it back really quickly. She is such a great baby. Grace was as well. We're so lucky that we have good babies. She's not much of a screamer. She's a pretty good sleeper. She doesn't have much of a schedule. I can't remember what Grace was like specifically at 1 week as far as like schedule wise, but I feel like with Chloe I'm doing a lot more like feeding on demand, whereas Grace, I feel like Grace was like every 3 hours she wanted to feed, like that was her sort of schedule, but I could be mistaken. But we're definitely nursing on demand and just letting her sleep whenever she wants to sleep. The longest she's ever slept is 4 hours. She usually in the night sleeps 3 to 4 hour kind of like chunks, which is awesome. In the day she sleeps like anywhere from like a half-hour nap to an hour and a half, so it just totally depends on what's going on. I find that she's much more like, she wants to sleep in one spot. Like she'll sleep better and longer if you either have her with you and don't move, like don't pass her off to somebody else, or don't get up and do something, or if you put her down somewhere. Like right there we have this little cradle for her that Greg's grandpa built. He actually built it for Grace, and now we've got it out again for Chloe. We also use the DockATot, so if we put her in there she sleeps really well, but she definitely, I've noticed, likes to sleep better like without being moved. So she definitely loves to eat. Like I said, she nurses on demand and she'll eat. Sometimes she's been cluster feeding a lot, I've noticed. But yeah, she just loves to eat. She eats all the time, like on demand. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. Grace loves her. Grace is absolutely in love with her little sister, and it makes me so happy. Are you smiling? She always wants to hold her. She's funny. We make her sit on the couch to hold her. So she'll hold her, and she'll just hold her for like 2 seconds, and then she goes, "Mama," and wants to hand her back, but she doesn't like pick her up or anything like that. Like she just wants me to take her. It's really cute. Hey, does your big sister love you? Yeah. You can see that, she's smiling. Smiling in your sleep. But yeah, I'm so glad that Grace has had such a good reaction to her little sister. I was really worried that she would be really jealous. She definitely has some moments of jealousy, especially around breastfeeding, but we just try and offer her food, whatever she wants to eat. Basically say, go look in the fridge, have whatever you want. Other than that, like that's the only really kind of jealousy, the only thing jealousy is like focused around for her. If Chloe is crying, Grace is very attentive to her and will go and like rub her chest or pat her hair. and she wants me to like pick her up right away as soon as she cries, or if somebody else is holding Chloe, even like if Greg is holding her, but like if my mom or Greg's mom comes over to visit and they're holding Chloe and Chloe starts crying, Grace will run up to them and say, "Mama, mama, mama," because she wants me to take Chloe. So it's very sweet how attentive Grace is to Chloe. So if you've watched previous videos of mine, you probably know that Chloe's nickname is Coco. That's what Grace knows her as. That's what we've sort of just called her for since we watched the Coco movie. So yeah, that's her main nickname, but we call her Coco Bean or Coco Bear, or I also call her my itty bitty because she's so tiny. Grace was 8'3" when she was born, so Chloe being 6'1" is a whole lot tinier, and like it's just crazy how much 2 pounds makes. Greg and I were talking about that if like an adult lost 2 pounds or gained 2 pounds, you probably wouldn't even notice, but on a 6-pound baby, that's a third of her weight, 2 pounds. So the 2 pound difference between her and Grace, like when they were born, is just, it's so crazy. She's so little, she barely fits into like any of the clothes. There's like, we had like a stack of like small clothes, like really small clothes that never even really fit Grace, that I was like, oh, should we even keep these? Should we just get rid of these? Like, Grace never worn them. I don't have like any emotional attachment to them. And Greg said, you know, let's just hang on to them until she's born and then we can see. And I'm really glad that I did, because she only fits into like 5 sleepers, and yeah, she's my itty bitty. Aren't you? So the next thing that I wrote down to talk about is that the last few days, her most awake time, she's starting to like, I don't know, I think she's starting to like form a little bit of a schedule, but her most awake and alert time has been in the mornings, usually around like 8 or 9-ish. And so that's been really like fun and exciting to actually like have her more alert. I just fed her before filming this video, so that's why she's so passed out. But yeah, in the morning she's been really alert, and even Grace is like getting excited by that. I always ask Grace like, oh, do you want to come see her eyeballs? Grace will come running over and look at her, and it's just, I'm so excited for their bond to grow. They're so cute together. So as far as her doctor's appointment today, it was just a fluke that it ended up being 1 week after she was born. That wasn't on purpose or anything, but like I said, she is 6.8 pounds. So she's up like 7 ounces from her birth weight, and my doctor said that they don't usually see that much like of a gain, like I guess like percentage wise, like from their birth weight to like what she is for like up to like 3 weeks. Most kids or most babies don't gain that much weight, so she's definitely doing really well. Grace gained weight super quickly, so the doctors, both like my previous doctor and this doctor, both said it must just be my milk, that I have really good milk. So that's something that I am definitely thankful for, because it's scary not knowing if your baby's like gaining weight and stuff. You want your baby to gain weight and grow the way they should, so it's nice knowing that my milk is providing that for them. And the doctor looked in her eyes and her ears and like checked her hips and everything looked good. The only thing was, she did mention that her gases, like, because they do like the 24-hour blood work, she said her gases, I can't remember, were either high or low. Yeah, I think they were like 7.8 or 7.1 or something like that. I don't really know what that means, and I can't even remember if she said they were high or they were low, but she said they weren't high or low enough to cause any concern. They were just slightly higher or slightly lower. I don't know. I was gonna Google it and like see what that means. I should have just asked, but I don't know. I didn't. So I don't know. I don't really know what that means, but just something kind of interesting to point out. And yesterday, so 6 days, at 6 days old, she lost her like belly button stump. The day before, so Sunday, when she was 5 days old, it was so stinky. It smelled worse than Grace's, and I know like it's rotting flesh, so it's kind of normal for it to smell. My arm is getting sore. But it was so stinky, and then it ended up getting caught on her, like on her sleep, or what do you call that, on her onesie, on her shirt, so it kind of ripped off a little bit, but then like stuck, like it dried and stuck back on, and then the next day, so yesterday, it completely fell off. I opened up her sleeper to change her butt, and it was just like inside there. So I'm glad that fell off, because now we can give her a bath again. The doctor said to just wash it with soap and water. She has had her first bath, which was kind of cool. They didn't do it in the hospital. I think they were just really busy, and I guess us being like second-time parents, and we only stayed for 24 hours, and the only reason we even stayed that long was because we had to get her blood work done at 24 hours old. So they just never did it, which I wasn't concerned about. So it was kind of cool that we got to do her very first bath ever at home as a family. He's smiling again. So we all did it together, like me, Greg, and Grace, and that was super nice that we as a family just got to experience that first time together. So if you have been following my pregnancy updates for a while, you know that I've had 3 different doctors throughout my whole pregnancy, and I am almost time, or it is almost time to go back to my original doctor, which I am actually, I'm kind of sad about it. I've kind of grown to like this doctor, but I'm really excited because I do love my doctor, and it is literally like 2 minutes from my house, so I don't have to drive the like 15 minutes away that the other clinic that I've been going to is. But so I go to my current doctor, I go see her one more time next week, and that'll be my last appointment with her before we get handed back to our original doctor. So I definitely have mixed feelings. Before she was born, I was so excited to go back to my original doctor, but now that I guess I have more of like an emotional attachment to the current doctor because she birthed my baby or whatever, I'm kind of sad to leave her. I've grown to like her over the months, however long it's been that I've been seeing her. But yeah, next week, or in 2 weeks, we'll go back to our original doctor, so she will get to meet Miss Chloe. And I think that's all basically that I have to talk about for her. She's just doing really great. The doctor said she's great, doesn't have any concerns. We're doing great at home. Today is our 2nd day without Greg home. Yesterday we did nothing, and I didn't even get Grace outside, and I just tended to their needs. Being the first day home with 2 girls, I was very nervous. Today we had the doctor's appointment, and Grace went to my mom's, and then we're just gonna relax this afternoon. But it's definitely it's hard being home with both of them, but it's not as hard as I expected. I don't know why I had like worked up this like big fear in my head about being home with both the girls. I don't know why. I guess just because she's a newborn I was more afraid, but I've worked with kids since I was 12 years old. I've worked in a daycare and had so many children under like my own care by myself, so I don't know why I was so worried about being home with both the girls. But it's really fulfilling to know that I've made it through a day and a half so far of a mom of 2. But I think that's all about Chloe. As far as my postpartum, my doctor did weigh me, and I'm pretty much down to what I think is my pre-pregnancy weight. I can't remember exactly because I don't own a scale, so I never weigh myself, but I think I'm actually down to pre-pregnancy weight, which is super exciting. So I'm hoping that I can, last time when I breastfed Grace, I gained weight, but I'm hoping that because I'm more busy with having a newborn, like with having Grace, or with having a toddler and a newborn, that I'm busier. I'm hoping that I can get down even more. My camera just stopped recording. I guess when it gets to like a certain amount of time it stops recording. So anyways, I'm hoping that I can get down to an even lower weight, like a lower than pre-pregnancy weight. But we'll just sort of see how things go. I'm only 1 week postpartum, so I'm not doing any exercise. Not that I really exercise in general anyways, but I'm definitely gonna be trying to like eat healthier and all that stuff, you know. But I'm not worrying about it too much because I'm only, like I said, 1 week postpartum. I'm feeling, yeah, the only other thing I wrote down is that I'm feeling really good. This postpartum healing has definitely been, take a little bow off, has been way better because I didn't have to get any stitches this time, partially because I was like more prepared for labor, or like I knew what I was doing more, I guess is the better way to phrase it, and because she was so tiny. So it just, those things together, I didn't have to get any stitches, which is super nice. So this postpartum healing has been extremely better, which I'm glad that at least like the first time was worse than the second time, opposed to the other way around, with the first time being really good and then the second time being more painful, because obviously I was expecting it to be as painful kind of healing wise as the first time. So it's been really nice, especially since I have a toddler to look after. It's been really nice that it hasn't been as painful, although the like afterbirth pains or like afterbirth contractions that you get when you're nursing, I don't really get those anymore. The last couple nights I've had them like in the middle of the night, sort of like when I nurse her in the night, once or twice, but really I haven't, like, because the first couple days I was getting them pretty much every single time I nursed her, and I have to say those were definitely more painful than with Grace. With Grace they were just sort of like light cramps, but like this time they actually hurt, like they were painful. But yeah, I'm glad those are pretty much done with. Hopefully they stay away now. And I really don't have anything else written down to talk about, because really my postpartum has been really good so far. Everything's pretty like run-of-the-mill textbook, which I'm super thankful for, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm gonna put Chloe down and show my belly at 1 week postpartum. So I hope that's an okay angle. It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, so I hope that's an okay angle. I had a hard time finding a good angle. So I still have some stomach. I'm hoping it will go away, but we'll see. We'll see, because I definitely had some belly before I even got pregnant. So here's what it looks like with no shirt on. It's super like flabby down here still. Yeah, but that is my belly at exactly 1 week postpartum. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to follow our journey. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.